Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show, Qwakho's Talk with the Expert. The discussion for today is about the electrical engineering industry. To discuss a lot more about the various jobs the electrical engineering industry has got to offer and the various steps a student has to follow to gain the right skills for landing up a successful job in the core industry, we have Mr. Naveen Marathi, who is working as a senior hardware engineer at the R&D of Valeo. Mr. Naveen is also here to discuss with us about the various challenges faced by the electric vehicle industry in particular and the future of electric vehicles. Hello, Mr. Naveen. Thank you so much for joining with us. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thanks, Mr. Ravi Kiran, and it's my pleasure inviting to this session, and we can start the session.
Thanks a lot. Thank you so much. Mr. Naveen, before we start off, can you please brief us up about your roles and responsibilities at Valeo?
Yeah, sure. Value, I am working as a senior hardware engineer, where I was part into the research and development team, and as well as the technology and innovation part. I was working as a senior hardware engineer in the power electronics department, and where we generally concentrate on electric vehicles and hybrid electric vehicles applications, specialized into the latest technologies like gallium nitride and other specific power electronic controls, majorly in terms of DC-DC converters or inverters and hybrid electric vehicles, part of hybrid electric vehicles and electric vehicles, motor generators and stator generators. So these all are stator alternators, we can call it as. So these are the some of the products which we do. And as a part of my role, which we concentrate mainly on into the power electronics design and analysis of circuits and different testing criteria. We work on complete V cycle of a product life cycle. So from the RFQ stage to the product vehicle test or product qualification test. So there are a lot of other steps which include as a part of this product life cycle. So whenever it comes, we work on step-by-step process, or we work at any point of the problem.
Oh, thank you so much. And this is a very general question. Coming to the electrical engineering point of view, electrical and electronics engineering point of view, there are many students and many people who have done their bachelor's in electrical engineering, and they think that whatever they have studied in theory and whatever they do in the industry, they have no relation whatsoever with each other. So, is it true about their thinking in this way, or is it a complete misconception?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and many people do ask, and we see in industry also when the students when they join from a direct classroom training or a classroom sessions, and nowadays there are a lot of universities which are quite different from actual academics. Some of the universities are generally concentrating from their first or second year itself by giving the subject level projects, then in internship where they can see what exactly an industry does, even though they may not have a relevant time where they can see everything in the 3 months, but they can even understand what exactly how the industry is going on, and at least the etiquette of the work style of an MNC or an industry, how it will work. And because when you see from an academic project to an industry project generally it links with the lead time or the time frame, a stipulated time frame where the industry or the manufacturing unit would like to launch the product into the market. So that's a major difference when you see from an academic perspective to the industry perspective, and that's very important thing to be taken care of in the academia itself, because people even does the projects at the final year and third year,
Yeah.
but there is a lot of difference when you see from the outside market. And still there are the universities and colleges where the subject is still a decade ago, whatever they have framed. So
Yeah,
that will definitely make a difference between what exactly industry is following and what the current academics is following. So that inculcation is very much required when uh, the students would like to come into the core area. I may not be able, I may not comment on the computer science IT jobs, but
yeah.
when you see an exact core job, it is much required to have for the students and hands-on experience before they come. At least they do attend the competitions, which many industries are uh, keeping as a year-long competitions, where these people or the students form a group and play a project life cycle. They will see a year-long project they will be seeing, and each level of the competition, these whatever the competition conducting institutions will eliminate the batches and see the innovation as well as the problem solving skills in the students. So these competitions are helping a lot of students to seek a job in the particular area or a particular higher studies where they want to directly focus on. So there are some institutions which are on par with the industry standards, where they are teaching what industries currently needs. And
Okay.
there are some universities definitely which need to be taken care of, where they are lacking already.
Okay, that's good. How exactly are the job prospects, and especially you are an active researcher in the field of power electronics, and you have a PhD in that field as well. How are the job prospects, and how is the future for the power electronics industry?
Yeah, well, now the power electronics, but at the current year, I can say in 2021, and this decade, I can say till 2030, power electronics is a hard cake.
Okay.
And people who are uh, generally grabbing the opportunities are in the field of power electronics now, I can say, because the momentum in the electric vehicles and the hybrid electric vehicles in the market, now you see everywhere in the world speaking about electric vehicles, speaking about the companies and the leading companies like Tesla, Hector, and there are a lot of other industries are mainly focusing, and they are converting their IC engine machines to electric vehicles. And now one way I can say engineering is a mixed branch loop kind of engineering. I cannot say only the power electronics engineers are grabbing the opportunity, but
Yeah.
even now the industry is moving. Now previously mechanical engineers used to drive the automotive, but now the
Yeah.
computer science engineers are driving the automotive industry. So that's where the ADAS or the power electronics or green energy things are mainly coming into the picture. So that's this year I can say for the next 2 3 years or next down the line next 10 years, and power electronics is definitely an hard cake in the market. If you have basic skills or with a medium
Yeah.
skills, you can get a job in the industry. So that's
That's
where
very good.
now the I can say, because from the last few years, people in the electrical engineering are less when you compare with the other branches. That may be also a scene where we could see a gap between the engineers who are up to the market standards industry may not be finding.
That's very fascinating to hear. It makes a lot of sense. And also, this is a general question again, and this is specific to the students who are pursuing their bachelor's or who do not have a master's degree yet. So, how important it is to have a master's degree qualification to land up at senior level positions in the electric and electronic industries?
See, this question I will take into two ways. There are, see, that depends majorly on the industry to industry.
Okay.
So, where some of the industries critically sees they should have a master's degree in the specific path. But some of the people I would have seen people who have pursued their diploma in 1995 or be, before 2000, they are now even at the senior positions where they are now general managers also for an industry.
Yeah.
So that definitely makes which industry you want to be and which kind of domain you want to be. And if for the sake, I can say, if you are want to be purely into the R&D and innovation path, where they requires a specific path and a specific master's degree is required to hold that position. And nowadays even people are concentrating to having a leadership positions. Along with your core subject, people will be asking for the project management subjects like scrum
Yeah.
masters or PMP certifications. So likewise, to have your techno commercial skills, people will be looking to have such kind of skills to have it at the leadership positions or the senior level. But at the engineering level, I think from a basic core skill set with a BTech also can grab a job into the core industry.
Okay. And also there are, I mean, most of the students, when they come to their final year of engineering and when they sit for placements or attend campus interviews and job interviews, only then they realize that, they don't have the sufficient skills in order to get a job in a core electrical or electronic industry. So what they do is that they make a shift and move towards a software developer roles or an IT role where there are plenty of job opportunities. And of course the core industry expects a good amount of skills from the candidates, and because they lack these skills, they're not able to make into these electric domains, I mean the core electrical field domains. So in order to avoid all these problems, what kind of important and necessary steps do students have to take right from the start of their bachelor's, so that they can groom themselves really well, they can get a good amount of skills and enhance their knowledge, so that they would be able to get better jobs and better positions or research positions in their core domain? So what kind of steps do students have to take for this?
Yeah, see, there are different ways to tackle this question particularly, because I have seen the students who have done a very good BTech level projects
Yeah.
and they have landed into very good universities as well as into very good core industries as well.
Yeah.
So where I have seen these students actually they from their bachelor's first or second year, they started implementing their core knowledge or the subject knowledge into the projects,
Yeah.
and they started searching an internship where whatever they have learned to see or to groom their skills, they started searching for internships and landed into the internship for a 2 months or 3 months or a
Yeah.
6 months internship, where they could found a very good skill set of what exactly industry is required. Second thing, whatever they have learned in the subject, implementing into a real-time products is also very much necessary. And
Okay.
some basic skills like whatever the PCB designing or the basic circuit knowledge or basic electronics, they need to identify where they are lacking and where they should be concentrating and what exactly industry is looking for today. And some simulations like MathWorks tools, or if you
Yeah.
see in the power electronics, LT-Spice, PSpice, or PSIM, there are a lot many tools where you could see what exactly you are implementing on the board. You can also realize in the theoretical and simulation studies. So whatever
Yeah.
you study in the degree or your subject, you can also able to implement through your product life cycle or as a product, whatever. Let's say in a BTech you have a rectifier, and I could see where the same replica of the subject whatever today we have studied in the class, if you are seeing that's the same in the laboratory tomorrow, then
Yeah.
you student can also imagine what exactly we have studied about rectifier and how it is working. So
Yeah.
this kind of practical knowledge is also necessary when they want to go into a proper core industry. Where I have also seen people just want to go to core industry rather than software or the software developers or any other positions, because people, majorly some students, fascinated about the core industry before they land. And some students I have also seen, just because of something they have not get the seat in the computer science, they will jump into the electrical engineering, and beyond, once again they will go back to the computer science, because electrical circuit branches are something like a ocean where you can jump into this ocean and again you go back to the computer science jobs very easily, because that core skills you will also get, computer science skills you can also get in the electrical and electronics engineering.
Yeah, okay. And also there are societies like IEEE and various other societies for students in the universities. So how important are societies like IEEE in enhancing or in enhancing one's knowledge and skills, especially for students who are doing their undergraduate studies? So you have been a senior member of IEEE for a very long time. So how can a student be benefited in terms of gaining skills?
See, whichever it is the society, it may be IEEE or IETE or
Yeah,
ACM, or there are different societies, there are different clubs in generally used to be in the colleges or universities. But
yeah,
something like IEEE is, people knows who are in the field of engineering, they could recognize very easily. And here, the students can acquire the skills in different perspectives. One is voluntary of work, and once you started communicating with the other people, you could also learn the skills. Some of the skills like event management skills, leadership skills, or some technical committees will also be part of this IEEE, where you can share your knowledge to the community, as well as you can gain the knowledge from the same community, and you can expand your network. And some ways this membership or this volunteering is very helpful for the students. Let us suppose today I am a member of Hyderabad section and want to interact with somewhere in the Bay Area of US, and I can connect through this network. I can say hi to them, and we can meet in some conference tomorrow. And tomorrow the same person we can ask, can you give me an area ship under you? So
yeah,
that's a similar approach one can follow. And this is how the conferences or IEEE membership can really help if you can use in the prop, proper manner. Otherwise,
so
just you are
yeah,
paying and you can just download the papers and read it. So that's a different story. So,
yeah,
however, you want to utilize that whatever the membership money which we pay, and if you want to use it 100%, then obviously you can get a good amount of return back whatever you have paid.
yeah,
And it's always encouraging wherever I go, and I have seen, and it will be like you are going to expand your global network with those
yeah, that's right.
communities.
Yeah, that's right. Makes a lot of sense.